this amazing piece of business, Ultra Slim. And Dwayne, patients undergoing Ultra Slim light therapy recline on a comfortable padded table while the panel of safe and gentle red LED lights are positioned a few inches above the area to be treated. Take us through this whole thing here. Give me some details on this.
Okay. Well, like you said, the patient comes in, lays down in a comfortable table, and we position the light over them in just a few inches from the body. And what we do is we basically expose different areas of the body. The nice thing about this particular approach and this technology is that you're able to actually treat all areas of the body that the client wants treated. In other words, if they want extra time on their thighs or on their arms, their midsection, we can do that, and we get a very uniform treatment, so you get uniform fat loss. And in addition to the fat loss, which happens, there's also a stimulation of the collagen in the skin, which tends to tighten the skin and make it look more youthful. People are really astounded when they're losing this fat and the skin is tightening and getting in more youthful looking. In addition to the rest of the benefits of the fat loss. And so what happens is after this 32-minute treatment, the patient, what we usually do is take our client and put them on after every treatment, we put them on a device that measures their body fat analysis and things so that we can monitor the amount of weight they're losing and the amount of body fat they're losing, and making sure that the bad fat, the visceral fat, and as well as the subcutaneous fat is leaving the body. And they can see that graphically after every visit. So we're really, really excited about this because our patients love the results, and they love the fact that it can not only is it relaxing to experience it, but they can jump up after the treatment and roll into their regular activities without any kind of side effects or anything. They usually feel very relaxed and very content with the entire experience.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast, coast to coast and border to border on TuneIn, iTunes, and of course Radio Loyalty. Director Dwayne Anderson with us today. Over 25 years of experience as a chiropractor, practice consultant. He founded Body Contours after discovering Ultra Slim therapy as a safer and much easier alternative to cool sculpting and liposuction. Now, what does an Ultra Slim treatment feel like? Give us the inside scoop on this.
Well, it feels very relaxing. That's what most people experience. The light is warm. It's not hot or anything like that. You feel warm. Most people fall asleep during their treatment. It's just so relaxing. So it feels very natural and very soothing. And most people are amazed. And that was the biggest thing about it for me, is that it seemed all too good to be true. I couldn't imagine how it was that this simple process could produce this type of result. And I did about a 30-day trial of the equipment before I made a commitment, and did pre and post measurements on every person, which we do routinely as well in our practice. And I was astounded with the results. And the one thing that we do to enhance the process is it's key that the lymph system is working normally, as well as the liver and the kidneys, so that the body can process out the fat naturally. So not only do you feel good, but you've got this, we aid the process of the fat elimination, which occurs in addition to the treatment. For the next 72 hours after the treatment, the fat cells stay open, and so the fat continues to get released. So there's actually cumulative results in addition to the initial treatment. It continues on for about 72 hours. And so we have certain protocol that we go over with the patient to make sure that they're actually doing the things to aid the release of the fat from the body through the waste products of the body.
We have got the Body Contours director, Dwayne Anderson, with us today. He joins us today here on Skype Audio, and he is here to discuss this incredible treatment, Ultra Slim. And can inch loss be measured immediately after Ultra Slim appointments, or is there a waiting period, my friend?
Nope, it's immediate. In fact, we guarantee a 2-inch fat loss minimally after the initial treatment. And we do very precise measurements before the treatment. And we also do the same measurements after the treatment to make sure that the person did lose at least 2 inches. And we give them their money back if they don't lose that 2 inches of fat. So it is very immediate. And we probably have done, I don't know how many hundreds of treatments. And I think there's been one case where the person didn't lose 2 inches. So it's very stable. In fact, the FDA trials that were done, the average fat loss was 3.5 inches for the people they did the trial on. And so it's quite substantial.
We have got a great guest with us today. Joins us live here on our big broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio and AMFM247.com. Is the inch loss permanent?
Well, that's a really good question. And almost everybody asks that. Most people are used to going, in the past, there used to be, these body wraps that you could do, and you could lose the, instant weight, or not weight so much as inches, but it would come back right away because it was all water loss. But this is actual fat loss. And so the fat that you lose during those treatments is gone forever. So in that sense, it's permanent. Obviously, if you eat badly after your treatments, in other words, eat a lot of sugar or fatty foods and things, you go to McDonald's and feast on that for a week, you're going to have a hard time not putting fat back on. But it's new fat, it's different fat. So the fat you lose during the treatment is absolutely gone forever. And it's, as long as you maintain a healthy lifestyle, you will never put it back on again. And that's one of the most important aspects of UltraSlim as it relates to other types of treatments, like, let's say, Cool Sculpting or Smart Lipo or Lipo. All of those actually kill the fat cells as part of the process of the treatment. And it seems like a good idea on the short term, but on long term, it's not a good idea, because if the person does put on weight, which they tend to do, people do go off the wagon, so to speak, and eat poorly for a while, they put on weight, and after a Cool Sculpting treatment or Smart Lipo treatment or whatever, they're going to put on weight somewhere. The fat is going to gather somewhere. It can't do it in the areas where the fat cells were killed. So they get this disproportionate looking body. In other words, it's a body that's lumpy. The fat's lumping up in areas that they don't want it, and it looks weird. And people come here going, please, can you fix this? This is a big problem that people have after these types of treatments.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast, and he joins us today here on iHeartRadio. Now, in the week or 10 days before a special event, what amount of inch loss from the UltraSlim sessions is realistic, Dwayne?
Well, like I said, you can realistically lose 2 inches after one treatment. So if you're 10 days out, you can really do probably two treatments in that 10-day period. We don't recommend it more often than every 4 or 5 days because of the process that happens in between. We really want to give the body a chance to eliminate the fat that was eliminated during the initial treatment. So I would say, you could lose up to 4 or 5 inches of fat over those two treatments leading up to an event, depending on how well your body responds to everything. And so that would not be unusual for that to occur.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on iHeartRadio. Director Dwayne Anderson from UltraSlim Therapy Body Contours with us here on iHeartRadio. Now, is there a maximum amount of fat loss available from UltraSlim treatments?
No, theoretically it's unlimited. That's the other good thing about it, is that there is definite limitations with other technology out there, Cool Sculpting, liposuction. There's only so much that can be taken out with those procedures. But with UltraSlim, there's really no limit. We treat people that want to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. It just really depends on how much there is there and how many treatments they're willing to actually do to have it. But there is really no limit to the amount of inches or amount of fat that can be that one can lose through this treatment.
We have got Dwayne Anderson with us today. Joins us live here on a broadcast. And Cool Sculpting is gaining popularity, but there can be side effects. Tell us about this.
Well, as I mentioned before, that the side effects are more aesthetic than they are anything else because of when you basically destroy the fat cells during a cool sculpting treatment, it freezes the cells and it kills them. And in the areas that were treated, those cells are dead. And if you put on fat after a cool sculpting treatment, it's going to basically find some place to go other than where you kill those fat cells. And so you end up with the the long-term effects of a lumpy, disproportionate looking body that it's the technical term is dysmorphia, and people look in the mirror and they don't like it, rightly so. It's upsetting, the fact that you've got these lumps of fat in areas that you shouldn't have it. And it can be, it's not uncommon after liposuction for people to put on a lot of weight in their back and other, lumps of fat on their back and things like that, because the body will try to find a place to store it. So the beautiful thing about Ultra Slim is that you get uniform fat loss, and the fat cells that are there stay healthy. So that if you do just end up putting on some fat, a subsequent time after the treatment, it's going to go on uniformly, and you're going to look fine. You're going to look proportionate. You may not like the fact that you put on some fat, but at least it's not going to look weird.
Well, Dwayne, before we let you go, how do we get a hold of you online, social media, websites, everything?
All the above. Our website is bodycontours.com.